Continuing with the calendar, House Bill 2090, a bill to amend and reenact two sections of the code relating to restaurant employees, training in food safety and food allergy awareness and safety. Forward for the Committee on Health, Welfare and Institutions. And Mr. Speaker, there is a floor amendment.
The gentleman from Fairfax, Mr. Keam.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, I do have a floor amendment, but if I could just take a brief moment to explain what the bill does and then what the floor amendment does, that way when we adopt it, you'll understand why. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, this is a pro-family measure, as my colleague would say. And this bill would provide more information for families who are taking children to restaurants to be assured that the restaurant has training on food allergy issues so that when they order food, they know that there are folks on the restaurant side that have understood the concerns of food safety. And the way this bill would work is we would require the Department of Health, as it's updating its regulations that deal with restaurants, to work with stakeholders to develop some training standards, and there are plenty already existing. We want to make sure that we have national standards that are the best scientific standard out there for food allergies to be incorporated into the next set of regulations. Now, the floor amendment would strike a couple of words because as we consulted the Department of Health and the Restaurant Association, we didn't want this language to be read too broadly to require training for every single employee within the restaurant. There may be folks within the restaurant that have nothing to do with food handling, and so by striking those words, we can ensure that the right level of regulation is required for the right staff at the restaurants. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I'd move the floor amendment, please. Floor line amendment.
Clerk will report a floor amendment.
Floor amendment offered by Delegate Keam to the introduced version. On line 22, after Roman numeral 11, training standards, strike the words for employees.
As many as favor adoption of that floor amendment will please say aye. Any opposed? Floor amendment is agreed to. The gentleman from Fairfax.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With that floor amendment, the Virginia Restaurant Association, the Food Allergy Research and Education Organization supports this, and I'd ask the House to engross the bill and pass it on to its third reading.
Shall the bill be engrossed and passed to its third reading? As many as favor that motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The bill is engrossed and passed to its third reading.